Welcome back. It's Date Master Monday, and we're back again. We got another interesting theory we're going to chop up today. Post-traumatic relationship disorder. I'm sorry. Post-toxic relationship disorder. Now, a lot of you may be familiar with PTSD. Some of you may be experiencing PTSD. On one end, one would look at it as, again, post-traumatic slave disorder. Some will look at it post-traumatic stress disorder. But today we're looking at PTRD, post-traumatic relationship disorder. Now, one would ask, well, Dave, what, that sounds interesting. Where did you get that from? Well, again, it's all this influenced by experience. And just studying games, studying the market, studying patterns and trends and things that you see on a daily basis. And understanding those, again, I always say, as a man, as you date, you need to start documenting. Just document your relationships. Document the beginning, the climax, and the end, and everything in between. And what you want to do is you're going to take mental notes of that. You don't have to write it down in a notebook. If that works for you, then hey, do what works. But after you get a certain age, and you're pretty much going to, as I get older and wiser, I start to look at what works for me and what doesn't. It was at some point in time, I was trying to appease too many people. I was trying to be the guy. I don't want them to think I'm acting funny with them. I don't want them to. Those days are gone. Because that is very strenuous on the mental when you have a lot on your plate. When you have big goals and big visions, the distractions are going to only be that much stronger. They're going to be that much more frequent. Your focus has to trump your distractions. So again, I know a lot of you, including myself at one point in time, we try to keep certain relationships intact. We try to hold on to everybody that we meet, and that's simply not realistic. So we tend to take remnants and parts of certain relationships that we shouldn't have entered in the first place. Some of these relationships we had zero control over, which are with our parents. A lot of the post-traumatic relationship disorders many of us suffer from comes at the hands of our parents. You look at all of the crime that's taking place, all of the disorder in our communities, it is from the children. And one would ask, well, what does that have to do with now, Date Master? Well, again, when you look at a household, who runs the household, the parents or the children? If you come to my house and I have a pit bull and my pit bull is not trained and it bites you, you can sue me and I'll be held liable for that. Because it's my dog and I should not have had the dog if I didn't know what to do with them. If I did not have the money to invest or the skill or knowledge to properly train this animal, I should not have had it around people. Does that make sense? Now when we say, oh, you calling us dogs and animals? See, that's the gaslighting in you. That's the female reaction in you. No. What I am saying is these children are not being raised by mature adults. They're being raised by older children. Hence, the social development is arrested. The common sense is not understood across the board. The decency, the manners, the courtesies, it's not uniform. It's not uniform across the board. You will have higher concentrations in those who come from stable two-parent homes. And I mentioned this in my last video. So as you get older, daughters especially, have daddy issues because in a lot of cases, the dad is the one that does not get custodial custody. They don't get sole custody of these children. The mothers are the ones that get custody. And the mothers, them being jaded, will overtly and covertly turn the child against the father. You have the Oedipus complex where the son thinks his mother is his woman because how she interacts with him, not how he interacts with her. The woman will develop daddy issues because of the information in the one-sided story and victim, victim mindset that the mother has. He left us, he abandoned us, he abandoned me, but she won't tell you that she ran him off. She won't tell you that he caught her fucking off with the homeboys, with the homies. She won't tell you that part of the story because in her mind, she should be forgiven. In her mind, that should not be because you cheated on me first. Wanting to be a man, thinking that you can do what he can do. Well, you cheated first, so I cheated back. Nah. You're going to play stupid games. You're going to get stupid prizes. So the daughter grows up not knowing how to interact in relationships with men because the mother has set the expectations unrealistically high. And she has put up with 100 times more than what she tells the daughter to not even think about putting up with. She has put up with 100 times more than what she will tell her daughter to not even consider. And she takes no blame in why her daughter is single, why her daughter is beautiful, intelligent, educated, but cannot keep a man worth a damn. Or why she has this secret disdain for a man that's not perfect, because in her mind, the man should be like her father, which himself is not perfect, but has portrayed as a perfect man. Because he wanted to comfort her with the lies. Yeah, baby, you know when men's supposed to kiss your ass and pay all the bills, you don't supposed to live nothing, and you don't even supposed to you don't even supposed to look at the bill. Simp. Beta. So you go through these relationships in and out, unrealistic expectation after another. And the more toxic they get, the more stress and the more traumatizing the relationships become. And now you have pretty much went into a endless spin cycle. And this is, again, all you have to do is look at your social media and you see the women say it all the time. If a man even send a wrong punctuation mark, I'm cutting them off. Baby, do as you please. You're only hurting yourself and making yourself look like an utter fool. If he even opened the door with his left hand and not his right hand, I'm cutting him off. Dumb as a box of rocks. These are the same women again. You just go check Fresh and Fit's latest podcast out with Sneeko. Shout out Sneeko. These women can't even name 3 countries. These women are saying Hawaii, Cancun, London are countries. They're struggling talking about who's the president of Hawaii. I'm a 10. Yes, I'm a 10. Bitch, how? Where? You don't have 10 outcomes. If you're a 10, it will be a rare occasion that you will put yourself on a podcast for millions to watch with men who have no interest in you. If you're not doing it for marketing or business or just, again, I get a few here and there. I do see a few gems and they represent themselves very well. But for the most part, 80% of the female panel makes themselves look like utter fools. So how in the hell could you be a 10 and making yourself look so foolish? You go in and out of these relationships picking the wrong guy because your father did not show you what to look for. He wanted to comfort you with lies and tell you you're the prize and this, that, and the third. You go through the domestic violence situations and you think you come out of that just fine because you made it out alive, but you have the mental scarring and the barriers that hold you back from developing and accepting your own flaws. You go back again. This is it. It takes a real man and a real adult, a mature adult who can own his mistakes or her mistakes. I've broken one of my cardinal rules, which was going back to something you once left or something that was ended. Do not do this. Because if it didn't work the first time, it's a 99% chance it won't work the second go around. Because in the interim, you don't know who has been in the mix, who has tainted the fountain. But these lessons must be learned, and the best way to learn these are through experience. Now, in some cases, you want to avoid the hard lessons. Some lessons are harder than others. Absolutely true. But others are necessary. You need to go through you need to see it all the way through before you can get the full scope of this trial. Post-traumatic relationship disorder is plaguing society because we, one, don't know how to relate to one another. Two, we have not accepted the very reason why certain relationships have failed. And or we're not willing to do the things necessary to make them work, which is the inner work. You know how you make a relationship work? Self-development, self-correction, challenge, adversity, isolation from anything that does not contribute to the success of that relationship. You must remove it or remove yourself. A lot of people want to have one, just like parenting, they want to have 1 foot in the club, 1 foot in the daycare. You have to pick. You cannot do both. Well, I need a break. Something. Ain't no motherfucking breaks. Nah, ain't no goddamn breaks. Nah, I said it. Ain't no breaks. Ain't no breaks. You can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You can't have 1 foot in the relationship, but you still want to, advertise on social media. You still want to go out to girls night. You still want to do the fellas trip. Yeah. If you're going to do it right and do it all the way. If you're going to do it right and do it and go all the way. If not, you're just playing, and you're playing with your life and your future. See, the thing with it comes to men, we have a little bit more time than women when it comes to reproduction and finding a fulfilling relationship that works. Women, on the other hand, you get this small gap in time in which you get to do whatever you want. You get the pick of the litter. You get all of these men throwing themselves at you, but you play because you think these options are going to be abundant forever. You think you're going to be fine forever, and you only have this beauty for a small window. And now that we're talking and we're vocal, they're trying to do everything to silence this message by going after the Andrew Tates, the Fresh and Fits, and so many more. They're trying to use the shaming language of men are the most lonely, and they're throwing anything they can at the wall to see if they can get something to stick. Oh, but you're a day late and $1 short. The Austin Hollemans, it's a wrap. The men have spoken, and the line has been drawn in the sand, and you women are in deep doo-doo. It's too late. The chickens have come home to roost. You think you can, start these relationship convos up on the Facebook and Insta. Baby, we don't give a fuck about none of that anymore. It's a wrap. You made that fucking bed, and you're going to lie in it. Good night and sleep tight. But you guys let me know what you think about this video. Like, comment, subscribe. It's the Date Master.